What's up? What's up, everyone? It's who you know. It's Dahlia. Well, it's time for me to do a vlog that I think is gonna help out. This one's gonna be also educational. It's not gonna be political. Don't worry, I will do a political one in the future again. But right now I need my energy because, people who really don't give a shit about me, I'm not going to give them any energy really at all. So, yeah. They can go find a Jesus Christ somewhere else, but not with me. Anyway, this vlog is going to be more in regards with me talking about semantics and how, this kind of Jesus Christ that I am is the one that truly matters to a lot of people. This one that I am is the one that tells people how to break free from the matrix that exists in our real world. Right? So, okay. So think of it like this. A lot of people in their radical views, and I guess this will tie in politically still, but when I think of the issue of just communication becoming so radical among people and just people saying the wildest things in response to things that really don't deserve that kind of reaction. What has happened in communication semantically? This is how the matrix works in real life. The computer simulation we all live in. This is what happens. So let me just put it like this. You know how when you were young and you were taught basic manners, like, assuming you were taught basic manners, but if you weren't, now you can learn. So here's the idea. When somebody says thank you, you say what? You say you're welcome, right? You say something that's very much supposed to be drilled into your head. Now, what this is supposed to teach you, of course, is kindness, yes. But it's also supposed to teach you that in English, just like other languages, we have a way of saying you're supposed to have only an array of potential responses you can have to a statement somebody says. So, like, if somebody says thank you, the assumption you're supposed to say is something like you're welcome. You could say no problem. You could say absolutely, right? You don't have to just say you're welcome. Now, think of the matrix and the way that programming works in this sense. When people use semantics to program people, the idea is this. Most people are not leaders. That's just the truth. Most people are not leaders. And the reason is because most people can't actually create statements where they already anticipate things for people to react to and to still say, this is an appropriate response you, the recipient, are supposed to say to me, the messenger, the sender of that message. With that in mind, when we say things like the matrix in reality enslaves people and how people are enslaved is through this, when people create statements, they intentionally say you can only say one response. That's what kind of, in theory, the matrix was about, is to say when the machines would teach people, when you live in your worlds, you can only say one thing in response to people's messages to you, or in essence, the coders are the ones who get to say whatever they want. You cannot. You have to respond to the coders one way. And that was the oppression of the actual matrix, is people not thinking, well, people, though most of them aren't leaders and can't really respond to a lot of people in a language semantically with a lot of variety, there is a way that we as humans have truly been able to say how we break the matrix, or what it really is about, is getting people to know these coders are usually a lot of times like very angsty teenagers who worked on music that they never got the responses they wanted, right? These coders may sometimes seem like they're trying to say there's only one response people have, that, and they fight tooth and nail to say there should only be one response. But the reality is they're not drill instructors with the focus on maintenance of skills. They wouldn't even, most of those sociopathic people wouldn't even know what I'm talking about with maintenance in education. The reality is that when I say it with regards to saying everybody does kind of have a preference on what they want people to actually say to them. When there are variety, there's still a preference. Always. And the reality is that that's the world we live in. And to break free from the matrix is to think more like in regards to when you can say something that can have variety, because it makes sense to say more than just "you're welcome" to "thank you." You know, that's the world we are trying to, especially my generation, should keep trying to bloom people into. A lot of Gen Zers may have forgotten this, but there were three of us: the doomers, the coomers, and the bloomers. The bloomers, we want to get to that point where we're all like that. People who can truly say we can code the world with our language semantics of English or any other language, but we truly know that we're trying to allow people to know that even these coders, these leaders who can communicate and get responses in a call and response sort of manner, that we still expect appropriation of how people talk to us based on what we tell them, but we want them to know that we still have preferences. Like when I make music, my goal is for one day people to get to the point where they feel it is appropriate to say, when I say I wanted this music to talk about my hardships in life, that people will be able to respond to that and say, after listening to my music, that it's appropriate to say, yeah, it does seem like you've had a hard life. That's, in a sense, me proving that yes, every coder, every leader that can communicate something that they still expect appropriate responses to can still have a preference. Keep that in mind. Thank you for listening to this vlog, and I'll talk to everyone else soon. Probably the next video will be a vlog, probably a political, but you know, just hopefully this taught you some important stuff. I may talk about progressivism next though, so we'll see. But take it easy. See you later.